Hi, Duncan Murdoch from Nature Connection Guide. I wanted to share with you some pretty exciting news. Something I want to tell you about. The United States is officially prescribing nature and issuing park prescriptions to their patients in 34 states. I counted 34 states, and it's growing. There are initiatives all across the nation that are popping up, and they're all being brought under and seemingly coordinated by two leading organizations. It's the National Park RX organization and the Park RX America. So why is this a big deal? This is a big deal because it seems as though the medical community is finally catching on, and it is using and recognizing the fact that nature is actually good for our health. We've all intuitively known that nature is good for you, and now it's really encouraging to see our medical community in the United States agreeing with this notion. So nature is being prescribed, and parks and exposure to parks and green areas have been prescribed, and to treat a variety of ailments, including high blood pressure, anxiety, and depression, amongst many others. So take Vermont, for example. Vermont, one of the ranks as one of the healthiest states in the nation consistently over the past number of years, has a park prescription program where, for example, a patient were to come in and see the doctor. They may walk out with a prescription written on a prescription pad, a piece of paper, saying you need go to the park, go to this park 3 times a week for 30 minutes, and this prescription acts as a free park pass for free entry. So this is really, really great, really incredible. So when I'm thinking about it, and I looked into it a little more, what strikes me is how much time Americans typically spend indoors. Now, this major study released and backed by the EPA a number of years ago came out with some statistics, striking statistics, saying that Americans spend an average of 7% of their lives outdoors, which is pretty incredible. Now, this isn't meant for people to feel bad. I feel it's just the way our lives have been structured around us right now. So I looked into this a little more, and you think about how I looked at it from an evolutionary standpoint. Humans have been evolving for hundreds of thousands of years, and depending on where you mark it, humans have been around for around 200,000 years, let's say, okay? And we're evolving outdoors primarily, we can say that. And it wasn't until the advent of agriculture, about 10,000 years ago, that really started to bring us into a more sedentary lifestyle. So it slowly replaced the hunter-gatherer nomadic way of living and brought us in more towards the fields and hanging out at the fields and creating more permanent structures, bringing us more indoors. And so fast forward to the time about a few decades ago, the internet, screen technology, really is just bringing us indoors. It just shows us that we've been separating what has been keeping us healthy and sane and alive, which is nature. So we need initiatives, we need people to help us recognize and help us and prompt us, break out of our daily routines and recognize that nature is something that's not just for recreational purposes, but it's for our well-being. And recreation and well-being are intrinsically tied there. So we have a saying as a Nature Connection, or Forest and Nature Therapy Guides through the association at ANFT. And that saying is, nature is, and the forest is a therapist, and guides are there simply to open the door. So I'm here to open a door for you. And beyond this door is nature. And where do you reliably find nature is in areas that have been conserved and preserved and put into place as national parks, state parks, and regional parks. So we have these areas that we can go to. So what the next step here is, doctors are telling us that these are the places that we can go that are important for our health and well-being. How we can go a step further is, say a patient goes in and gets a prescription to go into a park to relax, say. See, there's two different ways. There's green exercise, and then there's kind of a stress reduction kind of activity. So as a certified nature and forest therapy guide and part of a huge network of certified guides in America, we're here to help, and we're here to accompany and assist those patients to slow down and practice forest bathing. And so nature has been shown to have a range of incredible benefits, and on my website, under Nature's Benefits, you can see all those, and you see drop downs and also research that's tied to those claims. What's really exciting is this is all developing really quite nicely, and showing that nature is something that's very important to us, and so much so that it may be worth preserving and conserving. So that's the big news that I have for you. I encourage you to ask your doctor about the program, Park RX program, and I also encourage you to kind of take a look at your screen time versus your green time, and look at the percentage there, and look at the percentage you spend inside versus outside, and see if you can increase the time that you spend outside. In the meanwhile, check out Nature Connection Guide, my site. And if you'd like to take a nature and forest therapy walk with me, just reach out and contact me. I encourage you to check out that blog that I just spoke about, and it's called U.S. Doctors Are Prescribing Nature in 34 States. You'll find that on my website as well. So please subscribe to the newsletter online, and reach out to me and subscribe to this channel. And I really appreciate you tuning in and listening about this really exciting initiative that's happening right now.